Hello, this is Chitran Shaksana, and in this video today we are going to learn about force and laws of motion. These are the objectives here we are going to learn in this video. The very first is balanced and unbalanced forces, first law of motion, inertia and mass. So, force and laws of motion. What is force? First we'll have a look on its definition. It says force is a push or a pull on an object. Force has both magnitude and direction, so it is vector quantity. Its SI unit is Newton. It is force that enables us to do any work. For doing anything, either we pull or push the object. Therefore, pull or push is called force. It can be judged only by the effects it has on anything around us. For example, to open a door, either we push or pull it. A drawer is pulled to open and pushed to close. Effect of force now. How does force affect our life? So, let's have some examples. Force can set a stationary object in motion, means it is force which can allow an object in which is in rest in the motion. For example, kick a football and it get moving. Another example, force can stop a body in motion. Let's say when we apply brakes of our car, it stops. Force can change the direction of object already in motion. As we can see, like direction of traveling football by kicking it again. And force can also change the direction of object already in motion. This is the one. Then the next is force can change the speed of a moving object as well. For example, in cricket, when a batsman plays his shot and hits the ball with his bat, the ball speed changes and it travels across the ground in great speed. So, force can change the shape and size of an object. We can squeeze a soda can, it deforms, that is its shape in changed. Now here comes categorization of force. Force can be classified in two categories. The one is balanced and another is unbalanced. Now what is balanced force? If the resultant of all the force is zero, we call it balanced force. This is because the resultant of the applied force on the rope is zero. So, as we can have an example here, in tug of war, if both the team applies force of equal magnitude in opposite direction, rope does not move in either direction. Because the resultant of the applied force on the rope is zero, hence the force is balanced. This force cannot change the state of an object as they are of equal magnitude and in opposite direction, but it can change the shape and size of the object. Then the next is unbalanced force. If the resultant of all the force applied is greater than zero, we call it unbalanced force. For example, again taking tug of war. If one of the team applies force of greater magnitude, let's say this is a team A which applies less force and this is a team B which applies more force. In opposite to each other direction, the rope will move in the direction where the force is applied is more. This is because the resultant of the applied force on the rope is not zero, hence the force is unbalanced. This force can change the state of an object. It can set an object at rest in motion as well as stop the object that is in motion. It can also change the speed, shape and size of the object. Now, here comes laws of motion. So, first it was said that object move with constant speed if no opposing force is applied on them. That means the object is moving on frictionless path without any unbalanced force acting on it. Do you think it is correct? Practically this is not possible as there is force of friction and force applied by air that opposes the motion of that object. Hence, a zero unbalanced force is not possible. Our great scientist Newton worked on these ideas and formed three laws of motion, which are known as first, second, and third laws of motions. So in this video, we are going to discuss first law of motion and some applications of it in our daily life. Newton's first law of motion states that an object will remain in rest or in motion until or unless an external force is applied on the object. Let's say if any object is in the rest, so we have to apply a force to get it in motion. Or if any object is already in motion, we again have to apply an external force to get in the rest. Okay, so this means that all the objects resist to change their states unless external force is applied. Now we have some applications in our daily life. One is here. When bus starts to move suddenly, a person standing inside the bus falls backward. This happens because the person and the bus both are in rest initially, but as the bus starts moving, his legs starts moving with the bus, but rest portion of his body has tendency to remain in rest. Hence, the person will fall backward if he is not attentive. We can have some more examples, like when we dry clothes, we give many jerks to clothes before we hang them on the laundry line. Because of jerks, amount of water in the cloth is reduced as water falls out from the pores in the clothes. This happens because by giving jerks, clothes are put in sudden motion. The water droplets in it have tendency to remain in rest and they get separated from clothes and fall on the ground. This gives an idea of inertia, which we'll discuss on next slide. So, inertia. It is a property of an object by the virtue of which it does not change its state. So, if the object is at rest, it tends to remain at rest, and if it is in motion, it will tend to remain in motion. Inertia of an object is measured by its mass. That means it is directly proportional to mass. So we can say a heavy object will have more inertia than a lighter object. Hence, it will be more difficult to push a heavy object than a lighter one. Now there are some practice questions based on the facts which we have learned in this video. Try these by pausing the video, and after that you can check all your answers on the next slide. Best of luck. Here are all your answers. That's all for this video. For more videos, you could log on to justtutors.com. Thank you.